Now then, so apologies for no video on Thursday. The season finished up on Thursday, and on the Wednesday night I literally played like two games, just to secure top 500, and I'd played quite a bit, so I was like, oh, I'm taking a couple of days off. So yeah, I had no video, but first day of the season was straight back in and had some ideas, and it's finally time, boys. Hair's freshly dyed. Nails are done. It's vampires time. Finally. Now, I've been trying for like a solid season to get something going, and this is kind of what I've been trying, and it seems to kind of work. There's a few things going on that may seem a bit weird, so I'll explain that stuff. So we're not actually running diversion with Unseen Elder, and this was because I was kind of, when I was thinking about like how the deck works and stuff, the big issue Vampires has is like the counter synergy with Unseen Elder and Oriana, because Oriana wants loads of units to develop bleeding, and Unseen Elder makes bleeding go twice as fast, so it's really anti-synergistic. And the only way to kind of play around that is not to run diversion, and it kind of works. Because the immediate points you're losing from Unseen Elder are kind of made up for with Oriana, if that makes sense. So instead of it ticking for 2 points a turn, instead Oriana's getting the points, so you're not really losing anything. And it really means nothing ends up having no bleeding, which is really, really nice for, your Dettlaff, for Gale. You really want those units with bleeding on the board, because there's a lot of cards that can only interact with bleeding cards. We're also not running Carapace just because I kind of like Blood Scent. It is a 12-point leader at worst. Obviously, shields and purifying bleeding and all that kind of stuff, but usually a 12-point leader synergizes really nicely with Oriana. You can just use it as an activator for Gale, for example, or for Dettlaff, to get their death blows off, whether that's to spawn Nekomura with Dettlaff or get Gale boosted up. You have that option. We also are running a Proto-Fleder, and this is something that I kind of decided on because I wasn't too sure where to fit him in. Because we're not really stacking bleeding. We're more spreading bleeding out. I didn't feel like he was working too well, so I cut him in favour of running a bit more of the control-y kind of option, so getting an Imlerus Wrath in there, running a Goliath for a bit of round one power, that kind of thing. And we got a lot of good stuff going on. Most of it kind of makes sense, I would imagine. An Aeromancy, Karathi, all the good vampire cards. And then we have a single Forktail, so this is just mainly for the AQ matchup. Most matchups you're just kind of trying to mulligan this away. We do have 16 target cards that are 5 provisions or more, so your 4s are really there as a bit of a flex, to be honest. Which really helped with the deck. I was able to stack in quite a lot of like really nice cards that we wanted to run without worrying too much about provisions, and almost felt like spoiled for choice. There's a lot of options you could go for. If you didn't want to run, say, Goliath, Imler's Wrath, Dettlaff, like those 3 cards you could look at removing. You could run like a Kranthe, you could put the Proto-Fleder back in, you could put again an Ulcer. There's really a lot of options there, but I have found in my experience this non-diversion variant seems to operate a little better. More like an improved version of the old style of vampires rather than the newer style of just developing so much bleeding that ticks so fast with Unseen Elder. So it's more long round dependent than the newer versions have been. But I think cards like Goliath and obviously Drago Lava, I tend to end up using something like Dettlaff in round 1 for quite a bit of that early power. Even like using Crimson Curse. And of course, the consistency that comes with non-diversion, being able to run an Aeromancy, a Maxi, we've got a Squirrel in there for certain matchups. So yeah, I've really been enjoying this deck. I'm still not 100% happy with it. A couple of changes we could maybe make, maybe get some thinning in, maybe a tutor in there. Was considering running a Is it Weavess? Can never remember. Whichever one it is that gets an organic out your deck. Or, you know, maybe a Gels or something for a Wild Hunt. I'm not too sure. But yeah, I do feel like the deck's in a pretty good spot. So, finally, I promised this a month ago, but you've got it now, boys, a vampire deck. So, as always, I would really appreciate if you could subscribe. As always, I'm posting like 3 times a week. And I will go straight into the games. Alright, so Double Cross. Shouldn't be too bad. I assume they're playing like the meta breaker kind of list that's going on now. Unless they get like a really fortunate steal onto something. I did already record a game before this, but I just didn't include it because like it was a shocker. We missed what did we miss? We missed Cave Troll, Unseen Elder. What else did we miss? Miss Goliath, Miss Queen of the Night, and there was something else top end as well. It was a bit of a painful one, bit of a painful one. So I wasn't gonna bore you all with that one. I think there's still definitely room for improvement when it comes to this list for sure. But I do think non-diversion's the way to go. If you're going to run both of these, I think if you're running diversion, you just cut the Oriana. You run something like a Caranthea. Okay. We'll just go double Endrager. Just feel out the round a little bit. But yeah, I think that's the major problem that these two have. It looks like this is more like a traditional version, which is a little sad. A little bit sad. So we'll play Maxi. We're going to see an Era, which isn't too bad. And then we'll mulligan, probably mulligan in like Squirrel, Bruxa. And then we see these 3, maybe those. So we won't see a Cave Troll. I think this is reasonable enough though. I'm fine with that. Interesting. That's really something. I think we go with this. It does give him a pass. We are committing quite a bit, but I don't think they pass on us. Okay. That is completely fine with me. Only because I wasn't expecting them to pass on us, but this is pretty good because we're going to need to bleed. We need to bleed in this matchup. Just because if we go to a round 3 when they have every single one of the control tools, like we don't get away with Oriana, Unseen Elder, none of them. We just need to push and hope we can get a bit of value out. So Squirrel, we don't want you, and we're going to mull the Garcane as well, and we'll see a Bruxa. Yeah, that's fine. So we weren't playing Nero quite yet. We'll hold it, you know, maybe we're going for a Cave Troll, something like that. And we'll just look for like a super short round with like a Golgat, maybe a Gale. Because Gale can kill like one of the operators from Usurper, for example. Which is obviously very nice. Alright, we'll get bleeding on you. And we'll probably be going Dettlaff next. We really just want to see, what's it called out? Want to see that Masquerade Ball out, because we really can't answer the sheer amount of bleeding. Alright. All good. We get 3 turns of, what do you call it, Blood Moon here. Because really what we're looking for here is just shortening up the round, try and get a ball out of them. Because we're setting up a situation where if they play ball, we just have a pass. Because if they play a ball here, they're going to take 2, 4, 5, go down to 9. Right, and they hit the Anira, so they probably know a decent hand. So we'll just have to see what they play. Emissary's interesting. For sure, for sure. Now what do we play? What do we play? We could go for a cave troll and set up for these two to come down. Which I actually like. You know, we set up a situation where they need a purify or hard removal in hand. So that's going to tick for 3, 4. Alright, so they can now play ball and it'll tempo them ahead. Alright. And we'll just see where this takes us. What we'll probably be doing is using Imler's Wrath. In hindsight, we maybe could have done it last time, actually. To just try and set up a ping for Detlef. If we can hit something down to 1 that's bleeding, it might be a Molheim Hunter next turn. Like, hit that with an Imler's Wrath. Ping from Detlef. We'll spawn the Ekimura. I sense that they maybe don't have a ball in hand, which would be very nice. So yeah, we'll Imler's here. Just ping that away. Get that dealt with. And this is kind of what I mean about Unseen Elder not needing whatchamacallit. Not really needing diversion. So we could. That's how much we want to commit here. I think we do just go all in here basically. So you're going to take 1 bleeding, go down to 3, 2. So we don't get a ping away on that. But instead, we'll get bleeding there. Just so next time we have a ping with Detlef. Obviously they no doubt probably have toll removal. We're in a heat wave. That's surprising. So they're gonna take 3, 6. But then again 1. So they do have a pass. So we'll not give it to them. We'll kill the Master of Disguise. So the bleeding doesn't matter because that's gonna get the bleeding instead. Master of Disguise is always getting 1 more point. This might just be enough, you know. I think if they played the Masquerade Ball earlier, they'll probably fine, but I think this might just not be enough for them. They'll probably have a Roderick into a finish for this, but we don't have anything overly tall. Yeah, this was actually a mistake. We definitely should have killed the sergeant. Definitely a mistake from me. I really don't mind that, considering what do they really have left now? Because they played Karathi, they played Joachim, they've played the ball, played Giuseppe, and I can't remember what we're going to see next. Yeah, that was it. So we'll probably just play reactively here. We can just last say a Goliath just as a solid 10 points. Maybe got like a Parasite or something. Maybe just got Plumard. Sorry. I don't know why I always imagine there's an N in there. Okay, so they have the Golgaved. Luckily, a Mentor don't come down for too much, because there's really not too much left. 7. Okay, so they are going to get another. So what? That's a Cantarella coup. So what do we do about that? Don't think there's a whole lot we can do. If that's the draws they've hit, like Cantarella coup, then you know they've top decked pretty well, to say the least. So we can just see. I can't remember if they couped in round 1. I don't think they did, so is that last card coup? Oh, they did. They did coup in round 1. So it's probably a Yennefer's Invocation, isn't it? Which means we just go for a Gale. Gale plays as a 7. It's good enough. And if that's a coup, we win. Basically, if this last card plays for 9, yeah, it's a coup. Alright, I mean, they drew really well in that last round, but they still want enough. Yeah, so that's why you bleed Nilfgaard. You get everything good to them out, and they can't really do a whole lot. Lockdown. A real lockdown player in 20... My god, what year is it? It's 2021, isn't it? Oh my god. I genuinely had to check then. So I have no clue what they're going to be running. We'll drop the Bruxer. That's pretty nice. Got pretty much everything we could ask for. We can also set up a Crystal Skull onto Nekarat, which is really, really nice, because that's a prime lock target for them, because they're no doubt running locks. It's still, even though they've changed Brathens now, so it can't spawn the Infiltrator to kill an Andregalava. Okay. Alright, that's not really what I was expecting. I mean, I'll take it. I'm perfectly fine with that. So we'll try and knock off the shield here. And the bleeding's kind of nice for that, because they can't just, like... They can Eternity Joust it, obviously, but they won't gain back the shield in effect. The shield will be knocked off. I'm saying a real roundabout way of saying Heavy Hogan won't have a shield going into our next round. So we have the option for a Parasite or something like that. Yeah. Very interested to see what this is. So we'll just keep the bleeding going on that. Just in case, I expect they probably end up killing Nekarat this round. I don't care about spreading out the bleeding, I more care about getting damage onto here. I don't really want to use a Karathi or anything like that on it. So Assassinate can basically kill anything here. Code weapons. Okay. There's Cloggers. Oh, we just keep going, don't we, boys? Just keep going. Don't really want to play in a goal yet. I don't know, maybe I do. Because I can't really kill it. Just because of the risk of one of their important things coming out. Actually, yeah, this is good. No, this is good. Because if this is Nerva, it'd pull Nerva out. And if they play Nerva, we have Queen Knight just to purify it, and it's really not an issue. We may look to just play Detlef next. Could have played Detlef then, even. I just wanted to set up and just see if we get away with a Grimloris Wrath. Because they're obviously looking to clog, but I mean, we have an era now. We have Maxi, we can rejig it all. That's why I'm just being very patient with it. Assassinate, okay. Surprising. Yeah, this gives us the kill onto Hefty Hogger. I don't know, I guess it's how much we care about this. How many tactics do you reckon are left? I don't think they can have a whole lot left now. Yeah, maybe I should have definitely had a more solid plan for this round in my head. I've been playing quite reactively. Mistake on my part. I mean, we will end up parasiting it next time, but
your life is worth a great deal, my lord.
I mean, I'll even parasite it. Probably aren't. What's in their graveyard? Nothing important. I feel like Hefty Hogger's really not doing a whole lot now. I think we parasite our own Garcade. Just keep him on the board. It's a nice little engine. Because they're obviously struggling to remove this. So why give him an option? Because I expect they no doubt have like a Viper Witch or something coming. They'll be looking to clog even more. So, our options, we could just pull a Necrite if we wanted to. Definitely an option. I think we do. So what I'm considering is leaving the Hunting Pack and just pinging that away. Which I actually kind of like. I actually really like that, to be honest. And we basically never want to pass. Never want to be passing. Yeah, I'm pleased with how last season went though. Because I was intending to like, what did they just put back? Probably something useless. I don't know. Oh, another Andre Glower. Yeah, I was intending to play like relatively competitive.
No one gets to fool me twice.
Just do this real quick. I think we just put a Garcane at the bottom. No, Squirrels out west guard. Yeah, and it was going okay. Like got my Syndicate score up pretty quickly. Got like SK score up. It was just the last two. I really couldn't get anything really going. I ended up getting like scoia'tael up to like 2450, and that just felt like the limit. And I was like, I just wasn't getting anywhere with it. So I just kind of left them, and I was like, shit, what are we doing for the fourth faction? And it ended up being a Record Swarm because I was like, I'm pretty sure this is going to be really good, especially like the back end of the season. And like I sort of said in my video, like everyone's going to be playing Crime, so just counter the shit out of it. And yeah, that really worked. Really worked. Ended up going like, I took it from like 24-10 to like 25-15 in like a couple of days, which was just ridiculous. Just feels so good. So just thinking about this here. You're very sad to play, aren't you? You're very sad to play. We also haven't seen anything of higher value out, so I'm suspecting it's maybe a Siri. But we beat a Siri. Okay.
Be not afraid. This'll only hurt you.
Yeah, we beat a Siri over here. Didn't really want to play Queen of the Night there, but I think it's okay. Now my concern is obviously a defender, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Yeah. Now we'll just go for longer round. I'm not sure what that last card is. If it was a Colgrim, we definitely should have passed, but like, yeah, I don't know. Chuck you. Good. And now we just have the constant battle with Clog of just trying to find anything playable. I think this match had really highlighted that we maybe need some thinning in the list. For sure, because we'd still have so much left in there. I'm not sure what it would be. Maybe like some riders or something. Alright, so it is Serenella. I mean, this is pretty good in that we know that our Oriana just doesn't get answered provided it goes over like 6 points. Wrathy's good. These not so much. You go. Oh my lord. So we have to decide between our 3 best cards. Which is cool. Very cool. I mean, I don't think we play Unseen Elder just because Sirinova will always count as a unit that hasn't got bleeding, and so will always be targeted by Unseen Elder eventually. So like, we just don't want to play into that. And if they're running a defender, we probably just end up crafting it. Just so we have like room to go Imler's Wrath onto a Colgrim eventually. Okay, because we're going to struggle to get bleeding down with a defender on the board. However, we'll start with these, obviously. I'm talking long term here. Get our development in place. So scariest hand they could have is like Colgrim, Mentor, Golgaved, and something.
It's mocking me, I can tell.
Yep. So I'll play out the Necro. It's alright. Probably just Karathi next turn, get a Necro down. Just because we basically have like 2 cards, 2 set up a unit that's tall enough to kill a 13-point Colgrim, so Oriana would have to gain 11, 12. Not 11, 12, I can't even count. Needs to get 9. That's going to be a pain. Alright. This is why we do it, boys. This is why we do it. Yeah, so it's going to have to be Oriana next turn. I expect this is probably a Mentor coming down now.
Strike first and strike hard.
What happens when you break? Yeah, get the Oriana down. Bleeding on you. Get that bleeding nice and topped up. Just because now this can't get nonsense dealing with it basically. But yeah, unfortunately we can't answer a Colgrim, which is really sad.
Damn you all.
Yep.
Kill a child.
Just in case that last card's a Spores, which I don't expect it is. And then they got a 12-point Mentor.
Monsters. No, a gun will suffice for now.
Yeah, unfortunate. Unfortunate, but it is what it is, boys. It is what it is. I think that's a fair thing of the games. Shows what it can do. I think the limitations definitely are the thinning aspect. I think Cloggers obviously highlights it like really badly when you don't have great thinning. But I think we probably need a Mentor or something in there. Maybe some Riders. I don't know. Probably another video on this one. I think the structure's pretty much in place, but we just need to get the fine tuning quite there. But I hope you enjoyed, boys, the much awaited Vampires deck, and I will catch you on Tuesday.